What is up, guys? Hitting with Bert here. This is my very first video on YouTube. Make sure to leave a like, make sure to comment down below, make sure to subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Today we're going to be going over a hitting approach. What is a hitting approach? This is more for those youth kids that are struggling with an approach at the plate or two-strike approach. Those older guys, pro guys, college guys, even the high school guys that already know what an approach is. You can still learn from this, but I know most of you guys already have an approach, and if you don't, this video will be perfect for you. Make sure to share with your teammates, with friends, families that are struggling with an approach at the plate. I know a lot of parents, don't really understand what the approach is when your kid is at the plate. So this is a great video, filled with information that's going to assist you. Again, this is my first full-length video on YouTube. Make sure to show some love. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. First thing we're going to go over is going to be pitch placements. All right, so as you can see here, we have an outside pitch, we have a middle pitch, and then we have an inside pitch. Your approaches with these three pitches are obviously different. Obviously with the outside pitch, we're gonna let the ball get deeper. We're gonna try to take it over that first baseman's head in a line drive, right? That middle pitch, we wanna take it over the pitcher's head as hard as we can, a line drive. It's a base hit almost every time. Then that inside pitch, we want to be a little bit early, trying to hit it over that third baseman's head, shortstop's head, depending on your type of power, I would say. Younger kids, we want to focus line drive over the shortstop's head. So this is just the first thing, right? We're going to keep it very simple. Outside, we're going to let the ball get deep. Middle, we want to be just right on time. And then that inside pitch, we're just going to be a little bit early. Obviously, you're going to read off the umpire and what he's calling, and then you're gonna make your analysis as you're hitting or on deck. Every umpire is different, so every approach in every game is gonna be a little bit different depending on that zone. All right, that outside pitch, we wanna catch it about yay, driving that ball out there. The middle pitch, we wanna catch about yay, driving it over the pitcher. And that inside pitch, you wanna catch about yay, pulling the ball as best as we can. When we're at the plate, we wanna be able to be relaxed, right? Keeping the game simple. The more we think about it, the harder it gets. Your approach is going to depend on the count. So obviously 2-1 count, 0-0 count, 3-1 count, it's a hitter's count. Obviously 0-0 count depending on the situation, which type of situation you're in. Depending if your coach tells you to take a strike, you're going to take 2, get a strike, or if he tells you green light to attack, you can attack whenever you want. 2-1 count, you're looking for a ball to hit that you can drive. 3-1 count, looking for a ball that you can drive, not looking to give the pitcher anything. So keep it simple. If you have 2 strikes, we got to shorten up. A lot of people just widen out and they still take big hacks, right? We got to be able to still do a job. So if you got a runner on base, second base, third base, first base, we got to do a job. Our job is to move that guy over. Right? Again, keeping it simple. If you see spin on the pitcher, we want to be able to either see another pitch, meaning fouling it off, or we got to put it over that first baseman's head. That's for a righty. Obviously for a lefty, it's just a little bit different. As a hitter, your mentality is always yes, 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 until you see the pitch, then you decide yes or no. Sometimes us as hitters, we overthink it, we end up half swinging, or we hesitate, we take our load, boom, then hesitate, and then we end up swinging at bad pitches. You live and you learn, so obviously those are situations that you're learning from, but we want to minimize all the negative stuff and all those situations. So as a hitter, we want to be nice and relaxed. Obviously, we're going to read our outfield, we're going to read our infielders, read what they're playing, and see our approach. So if you have a runner on first, our goal and approach should be to get that guy over to second base. So move him over. If you're a righty, it's going to be towards first base. If you're a lefty, it's going to be your pull side. So righty, you're going to let the ball get deep, right? We're going to try and drive it the other way. If you're a lefty, we can pull that baseball and do some damage. If you have a guy on second base, we want to move him to third base or bring him in at home. A base hit and any other little gaps through the infield is going to do a job there, okay? Making sure you're evaluating those before you get your at-bat. It's huge, especially if you're on the on-deck circle. I see a lot of kids on that on-deck circle. They're just talking or just messing around. Take that time to really analyze what you're going to do when you get onto the plate. When you're at the plate, we want to be able to try and stay as calm and relaxed as possible. Obviously, different situations take our nervous system and gives us anxiety to do something, especially when there's bases loaded. We want to get big. When a base hit could do a lot of things, especially at the younger age. You hit a hard hit ball, there's a higher chance of an error. So, making sure that those things and keeping the game simple. Don't try to overanalyze or try to overdo it, just keeping it simple. This is a perfect scenario that you can do when hitting batting practice or when you're hitting off the tee. You could put the tee in every different spot and then we can work with the tee. We can work the oppo side, right? Again, hitting it that way, driving the baseball up oppo side, right? boom, hitting it right there, right past that pitcher, or, you know, even pulling that baseball. There's many different situations when you're up to bat, and we want to make sure that we analyze as best as possible. The younger you start analyzing these things and trying to work on it, the easier it's going to get as you get older, because then you're going to know every situation and what you need to do in those situations. I have noticed with the youth guys, we're always trying to dip and rip. That doesn't work anymore once you get onto that big field. Once you start swinging that drop three, you know, if you're not a beast of a player, it gets a little hard, right? So we want to be able to just keep it simple, try to hit some singles up the middles through the gaps and work with the situations, right? Having an approach. When you get onto that plate, what are you going to do? How are you going to attack that pitch? How are you going to beat the pitcher? How are you not going to give the pitcher anything? How are you going to help the team get a run in or get on base, right? You got to analyze all those things as a hitter. Remember, always keeping the things simple. The simpler you keep it, the easier it becomes for you. Baseball's a hard game, right? You're gonna fail a lot of times, and that's okay. That's how you learn from these things. If you enjoyed this video and looking for more content, please make sure to leave a like, comment down below. Make sure to subscribe and share with your friends. This is just a little overview of, you know, what I teach my kids and what I go through a daily basis to make sure that they better themselves day in, day out.